The Kaaba, the heart of Islam, stands as a beacon of unity and faith for Muslims around the world. Every year, millions of pilgrims travel from distant lands to circle this sacred structure, drawn by its deep spiritual significance and the rituals that have been performed here for centuries. Yet the Kaaba's history is not just one of peace and devotion. It is also marked by drama, conflict, and moments that have tested the faith of entire generations. In the 10th century, a radical sect known as the Karmatians launched a shocking attack on Mecca. In a bold and violent move, they stormed the city and stole the Black Stone from the Kaaba, an act that sent shockwaves throughout the Islamic world. The Karmatians carried the Black Stone to their stronghold in Bahrain, openly challenging the spiritual authority of the caliphs. Their actions not only defied religious leaders, but also deeply unsettled the Muslim community, who saw the Kaaba as the center of their faith. For more than 20 years, the Black Stone remained missing. During this long absence, Muslims everywhere were forced to reflect on the true meaning of the Kaaba. Was its sanctity tied to the physical building, or to the powerful symbolism it represented in their hearts and minds? The Karmatians, who rejected many mainstream Islamic beliefs, saw the veneration of the Black Stone as mere superstition. By removing it, they hoped to break its spiritual hold and challenge the traditions that had united Muslims for centuries. When the Black Stone was finally returned to Mecca, reportedly in several pieces, it was a moment of immense relief, joy, and celebration. The faithful rejoiced, and the Kaaba once again became whole, its significance reaffirmed by the ordeal it had survived. This dramatic episode highlights the Kaaba's turbulent past, a history shaped by both reverence and rivalry, by moments of vulnerability and incredible resilience. Throughout the centuries, the Kaaba has been a symbol fiercely fought over by tribes, by sects with differing beliefs, and by empires seeking to claim its spiritual power for themselves. Its survival through theft, desecration, and conflict is a testament to its enduring significance. The Black Stone, though physically scarred, remains a powerful symbol of faith and perseverance. The journey of the Black Stone reminds us that sacred objects can become entangled in human politics and power struggles, yet their meaning can grow even stronger through adversity and the passage of time. Today, the Kaaba's resilience and the story of the Black Stone continue to inspire millions, cementing its place as a cherished symbol of unity, hope, and unwavering faith for generations to come. According to Islamic tradition, the Kaaba's origins trace back to Adam, the first man, who is believed to have been guided by divine instruction to establish a sacred site on earth. Adam built it as the very first house of worship, a place where humanity could connect with the Creator, marking the beginning of a spiritual legacy that would span millennia. Over time, the original structure was lost in the Great Flood during the era of Noah, and its location faded from memory. Centuries later, God commanded Abraham and his son Ishmael to rediscover and rebuild the Kaaba in the remote valley of Mecca, restoring its sacred purpose. Their act of construction was both physical and spiritual, re-establishing a direct link between humanity and God. Every stone they placed was an act of devotion, symbolizing obedience and faith. After completing the Kaaba, Abraham called all people to pilgrimage, inviting them to visit this sacred house. This call, known as the Hajj, echoes through the centuries and continues to unite millions of believers from around the world each year. Even before the rise of Islam, the Kaaba's Abrahamic legacy gave it immense prestige among the tribes of Arabia, who would gather there for both religious and social reasons. Over time, the Kaaba became surrounded by idols, reflecting the region's shift toward polytheism. Yet it was still revered as the house of God, a monument to an ancient monotheistic tradition that persisted beneath the surface. This dual identity, serving as both a pagan shrine and a monotheistic relic, set the stage for its later transformation and the return to its original purpose. The Prophet Muhammad would ultimately restore the Kaaba's original purpose, clearing it of idols and rededicating it to the one God of Abraham, forever changing its role in the spiritual life of humanity. The story of Abraham and Ishmael remains the foundation of the Kaaba's sanctity, a timeless symbol of faith, unity, and devotion for generations to come. Before Islam, the Kaaba was the religious heart of Arabia, a focal point for the diverse tribes that inhabited the region. It was not dedicated to a single faith or deity, but rather served as a sanctuary for many. The Kaaba housed hundreds of idols, each representing a different tribe's deity, making Mecca a bustling center for both pilgrimage and trade. People from all over the Arabian Peninsula would come to pay homage to their gods. Among the most revered idols was Hubal, a central figure in the pantheon of deities worshipped at the Kaaba. Alongside Hubal were the three goddesses, Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and Manat, who were also deeply venerated. Pilgrims would circle the Kaaba, offering prayers and sacrifices to these gods, seeking blessings, guidance, and favor in their daily lives. The Kaaba's role as a shared sanctuary fostered a unique system of religious tolerance and economic prosperity. It was a place where different tribes could come together in peace. During the sacred months, tribal warfare ceased, allowing safe passage for pilgrims and merchants. This period of peace was crucial for the economic and social stability of the region. Yet this unity was built on a foundation of polytheism, with each tribe worshipping its own set of gods and idols. However, some Arabs, known as Hanifs, clung to the belief in a single, all-powerful deity, adhering to Abrahamic monotheism. The Kaaba's inclusivity made it the undisputed center of Arabian life, drawing people from all corners of the peninsula. However, this inclusivity also marked its greatest deviation from its original purpose as a monotheistic sanctuary. It became a house for all gods and all tribes, a strength in its diversity, but also a flaw in its departure from monotheism. This would change dramatically with the rise of Islam, transforming the Kaaba into a symbol of monotheism and unity under one god. In pre-Islamic Arabia, tribes like the Quraysh Ghassanids and Kinda vied for power and honor. Control of the Kaaba meant spiritual leadership and immense prestige. Despite filling it with idols, all tribes revered the Kaaba as the house of God, believing it held special divine presence. The black stone, believed to absorb sins, was especially venerated. Guardianship of the Kaaba shifted through conflict, but by the 5th century, the Quraysh, led by Qusay ibn Kilab, secured control. They established systems to care for pilgrims, boosting their authority and wealth. Yet rivalries simmered, and the struggle for the Kaaba's guardianship was a constant source of tension. The Kaaba's sanctity led to the creation of 4 sacred months, when all fighting was forbidden. This truce allowed safe pilgrimage and thriving trade, but breaking it was a grave dishonor. The most famous breach was the War of the Sacrilegious, sparked by a murder during a sacred month. The conflict, involving the Quraysh and Hawazin, escalated quickly, showing how tribal honor could override even sacred laws. A young Muhammad witnessed the war, learning firsthand the destructiveness of tribal feuds. The war ended in a weary truce, highlighting the fragility of peace and the limits of shared reverence. It revealed the deep problems of tribalism and the need for a unifying principle. The Kaaba's sanctity was powerful, but upholding its values proved far more challenging. In 570 AD, the year of the elephant, Abraha, the Christian ruler of Yemen, marched on Mecca to destroy the Kaaba. He hoped to make his cathedral in Sana'a the new religious center, but the Arabs refused to abandon their sacred house. Abraha's army with war elephants terrified Mecca's people. Abd al-Muttalib, Muhammad's grandfather, famously told Abraha, "I am the lord of the camels. The house has its own lord who will protect it." As the army prepared to attack, the lead elephant refused to advance. Then, flocks of birds appeared, dropping stones that decimated Abraha's forces. This miraculous event, described in the Quran, saved the Kaaba and elevated its sacredness. The Quraysh's prestige as guardian soared. The Kaaba's survival against overwhelming odds set the stage for the changes to come. Its legend grew, cementing its place at the heart of Arabian faith. Before his prophethood, Muhammad played a crucial role in averting bloodshed during the Kaaba's reconstruction. After flood and fire damaged the Kaaba, Mecca's clans united to rebuild it, vowing to use only pure funds. When it came time to place the black stone, each clan wanted the honor, and tensions nearly erupted into violence. The elders decided the next man to enter the sanctuary would judge the dispute. That man was Muhammad, already known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy. He proposed placing the stone on a cloak, with each clan chief lifting a corner together. Muhammad then set the stone in place himself, sharing the honor and restoring unity. His wisdom prevented conflict and showcased his gift for peaceful resolution. This moment foreshadowed his future leadership. The Kaaba was rebuilt, and Mecca's fragile peace was preserved. The rise of Islam transformed the Kaaba forever. Muhammad's call to monotheism threatened the Quraysh's power, leading to years of persecution and the Muslims' migration to Medina. For a time, Muslims prayed toward Jerusalem, highlighting their painful separation from the Kaaba. In 630 AD, Muhammad returned to Mecca, peacefully conquering the city. He entered the Kaaba, destroyed its idols, and recited, "Truth has come, and falsehood has vanished." The Kaaba was restored as a house for the one God, becoming the Qibla for all Muslims. This act redefined the Kaaba as a symbol of unity, transcending tribal divisions. It became the spiritual heart of a global community. Today, the Kaaba stands as a symbol of peace and unity, far removed from its turbulent past. Millions gather for Hajj, circling the Kaaba in simple white garments, erasing all distinctions. The old rivalries and conflicts are now distant echoes. The Kaaba's journey, from Abrahamic origins through paganism to monotheism, teaches us about the evolution of faith. Its survival and transformation show that even the most contested ground can become a foundation for peace. The Kaaba is more than stone, it's a mirror of humanity's quest for the divine. Its story invites us to reflect on our shared history and the forces that shape our world. The journey of this sacred stone continues, drawing people together in one of humanity's greatest gatherings.